Okay, hello guys, this is Dranking, and I'm here to do my review on Half-Life. I've finally finished it after many years of avoiding the game, even though I got basically more or less forced to try it back in the past by one of my old friends. But now I've finally actually played it and given it a go. Right, so did the whole thing, I did it as legit as I can. I refused to find out what the story was or watch anything on YouTube properly about it. Obviously I've seen bits and bobs in the past, but I just want to do the whole thing myself and let it all unravel and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to break it all down. I'll go through the visual, sound, gameplay, bugs, story, and my overall rating of the game itself. Okay, we'll start with visuals. Obviously, taking in mind it's a very outdated game. This is 2014 just started. And which I finished it, like 8 in the morning or 7 in the morning, sort of thing, and so I can't really relate it to visuals of today's games, but I'm going to think back in the old times. This game, the visuals, all in all, didn't bother me or didn't stand out to be anything supremely bad or laughable, and that's going off today. So back then it would have been like generally quite nice, but overall the visuals. Were very, very doable, and there was nothing standing out as looking terrible. So overall, visuals were playable and fine, and nothing too spectacular, of course, but obviously very old game, like I said. Sound-wise, the music was really nice, but it's too far between. When the music come on, it was like the music would come on about half an hour gap, then it would come on again. It was when it come on, it was really good, quite an adrenaline type of sound. But overall, it was, they did it well. But it was very, they needed more of it. There's a very, very low lack of actual sound coming into the game. But the weapon sounds and the movement sound, everything like that, it was a bit funny sometimes. Like when you're running, when you're in water, it actually sounds like you're running on the floor. So you can hear yourself running, which you wouldn't be able to do at all. You would not be able to hear a clear, run, 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 run noise if you're in the water itself, and you certainly wouldn't actually be running, okay, because that would just be impossible. Alright, but the gun sounds, hitting with your crowbar, all sounded fine. Enemies, nothing special, nothing like too intimidating. It was just more generic, random roar off things or whatever. But yeah, the sound, music wise, they needed more of it, because what they had was very good. But the funny things was just you can run on the floor or hear yourself running when you're in the water, which is crazy. Okay, gameplay overall quite smooth. It was I played on normal difficulty, which shows it was your gameplay. You're not like a one-man army. You do kill a lot of things, but also a lot of things can kill you in 1 or 2 hits, so you're not like overpowered. Even if you got 100 health and 100 on your bio suit, things can still kill you in a one, like tanks, or a grenade, or maybe a couple of shots from something cheeky. But see, gameplay is good because it's difficult but doable, so it makes it a challenge. And having a hard challenge makes it more, may not be fun for other people, but more of a success achievement thing, gained from actually defeating something that was challenging, or you had to die a couple of times to be able to get past it and progress. Okay, so the gameplay was good. There's some bits I did get stuck at and kept dying over and over and over. It's like like a tank that was on the middle of a road, and you had to run past it. And it was an absolute nightmare to do, and just because of that, so the gameplay is good. It's not ridiculously hard on a normal difficulty, and it's not supremely easy where you can just fly through the game without dying a single time. Everyone will die at it because things catch you out. It's as simple as. Okay, bugs. I only found 2 bugs in the game. What was it? On the first bit, when you first get your biosuit. When I went to the door, there's a guard who opens a door after you get your biosuit, and he's meant to let you through. When I first did that, he did let me through, but then I realised I weren't recording it properly, so I had to replay that bit, and then he wouldn't let me through. I had to reload the game 4 or 5 times before the guard actually let me through the door to even start the game, basically. So that was the first bug I encountered. The second, let me think. The second was more of a visual glitch. When you're on like the conveyor belt, after you're just like messing about for ages on conveyor belts, had some mad. It looked like a snake. It was just all over the spot. Some huge, crazy glitch thing. The visual thing was, yeah, I couldn't even see through it half the time. And I had to jump from conveyor belt to conveyor belt, and it was just some weird ass snake visual glitch. I didn't know what the hell it was meant to be. But yeah, that was it. And obviously, Half-Life Source is, you know, meant to be Half-Life completely, you know, sorted, bugs fixed, this fixed, that fixed, you know, updates and upgrades. And you're still getting a few clippings of this and that, and so it's not bad. I mean, obviously it would have been a lot worse than the original, but all in all, for the whole game, for how old it is, yeah, to them very, very minor. You know, obviously, nothing. The second one didn't stop me from doing anything proper, but obviously the first one was quite annoying, where I couldn't even continue, like, do the story. That was my first time on it ever. And I couldn't literally go through this door. I wouldn't, and it seemed very legit. Nothing seemed weird. So I probably would have been like, "Oh, what am I meant to do?" And just literally just got completely stuck at the game there. If I didn't have like access to YouTube and realised, oh, he is meant to open the door, but he's not. So yeah, that could have been like a game stopper if I didn't already know he's meant to open the bloody door, which he didn't for me for ages. And the story itself, story-wise, there wasn't much of a story. Like, there's a very, yeah, literally, there's no need for Gordon Freeman to even be there. It didn't even flesh it out why he needs to be there in the first place. Yeah, he goes on to Black Mesa, and he has to be in that big room where he presses a button and pushes that rock into the laser. Why? That button could have been on the outside for the other scientists to press, and that rock could have been on like a little machine that drives into it. You didn't need a guy next to some huge ass laser to push a pointless rock into the thing to set it all off. So there was literally no need for Gordon Freeman to be there in the first place. So that it wasn't really explained properly or gone into proper depth. That just did not need to happen one bit. So, and then after that, it's all about you know, trying to stop the aliens by killing like the mother alien or the giant head thing. Okay, so nothing's really, yeah, obviously the game's very outdated, so it's more about the gameplay rather than an in-depth and deep story. And the only thing that makes it interesting is the whole point of G-Man, where like, obviously you hear about things on the internet, you see things, blah blah blah, so you know about him, but if you didn't know about him at all, you know, you first get the game, no one knows about G-Man or anything like that, and you first see him, obviously he's just some guy in a suit, and he just keeps popping up now and again. You're like, why does he keep popping up? Then right at the end, obviously he comes, talks to you, and he's dead weird, and he makes you think he's some sort of alien or some sort of intergalactic being or something. So yeah, there's something very special about him, and he seems to know all this is meant to happen and see how you were going to do. So story-wise, there's first thing, there's no need for Gordon Freeman to be there to push a rock into a laser, and then it's all about killing everything. So magically, everyone throughout the game hears about Gordon Freeman, even though for some reason, I don't know why they should anyway, because everyone you encounter dies, so I don't know how word of mouth gets about, so it's a bit crazy. Story, obviously, I was saying, it's not, there's no story, there's no real story, so you can't really comment heavily on that because it's more about the fun gameplay. But rating wise, I'm going to rate it, you know, because I'm trying to avoid nostalgia reasons, mainly, well, I can't really have that because I not played it when I was younger, but I give it an 8 out of 10, mainly because as a game, it is a good game to play. You know, it's very fun, very entertaining. It's slick, it's smooth. You can do it fast if you want to be one of the crazy speed hopper guys. But it's definitely worth playing, you know. And that's just the first game, like first big game Valve threw out, and it's understandable why it's such a like nuts kind of game. Obviously, Half-Life 2 set off all the Gary's mods, and Half-Life 1 started off with all the Counter-Strike, or Half-Life 2 started off with all the no, it's Half-Life 1 started off with all Counter-Strikes, which obviously a huge thing. So yeah, definitely worth giving it a shot. It's super cheap on Steam anyway, but I very much enjoyed it. It's a lot different than I thought it was going to be. Very different. You know, it was a lot better, longer than I thought it was going to be actually. Even though other people do it a lot faster, but my first time through I didn't know what was going on. So it was longer than I thought it was going to be. A lot more fun and involving than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, a good solid 8 out of 10. I'm looking forward to playing Half-Life 2 because Half-Life 1 was great, and Half-Life 2 is going to build on all the pros and cons from the first one. Obviously get rid of the cons and build on the pros. But yeah, all in all, good game to play. Definitely give it a shot. I'm very happy I've finally done it after all these years. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. I've been Dranking, and I'll see you guys later.